Sup, witches? I don't know. I wanted to come on here and show my face just because I haven't in so long and say Happy New Year's to everybody. New Year's Eve today. I don't know what's going to be going on tonight, but definitely wanted to see what was going on here. Yeah, we got South Node. A lot of past life energy has been going on here for your Cancer. A lot of emotions. Six, rite of passage. Been picking up a lot of this twin flame energy, and I kind of wanted to chat a little bit about my personal journey with it. Um, hold on a second. I don't want the microphone picking up my music, but yeah, it's been yeah, it's been a crazy journey for me personally. To get into my spiritual journey, I would guess I would have to say that I predicted that I was going to die in a car accident when I was 14. I predicted that I would die in this accident when I was 18. I did get in the accident on my 18th birthday in the morning, about what time it is now. Shit, it's 10:10. It was supposed to be 11:11 for me. And, ooh, we got a lot of energy coming up here. Karmic relationships, unrequited love, finances, and money. So this has been happening for a long time, right? There's a lot of karmics in the twin flame timeline, and it's meant to be that way. So to get back onto what I was saying now, my twin flame journey. The first time I was introduced to even the theory of it was when I started reading tarot online, and it yeah, someone came and they asked me for a twin flame reading, and then I asked for them to describe what the twin flame journey was and what it was to them, whatever. And they gave me the rough description of it, right? And then I kind of dove into it from then, researching it and everything else. I had another friend online. He was really into astrology and tarot. Some of y'all might know him. This was way back in the day. Like I'm talking about, like, fuck, 2017, and they were going through a similar thing, and they had a similar story to mine, right? So the person who I initially thought of when I first learned about twin flames was someone that I worked with when I was 16, 17 at Wendy's at the Virginia Beach oceanfront back in, like, between 2000 and 2002, right? And we dated when I was 17 and we broke up. We dated when I was 18 and we broke up. And then I moved really far away to a different state. And we got back in touch because of social media and all that other drama. You know how social media gets in there and causes all this drama. So we ended up reconnecting. I was going through a hard time. I had just had my daughter. I had found out that my husband had cheated on me at the late stages of my pregnancy with some 18-year-old waitress. So I was feeling kind of low on myself. Everybody knows how you feel after you have a baby. And so I was about 27 and I reconnected with this person online. And he was single, but I was married. And then we reconnected again when I was 30. Then we reconnected again, no, about 30. And then it was on and off there for about a year or so. And then I decided that I'm not going to talk to him anymore, right? I'm tired of it. It's like we've connected. Oh, no, not just 27. We connected then too. Yeah, on and off through my whole 20s. This person came in and out, and it was always an intense connection every time they came in. And yeah, I either would try 9 times out of 10, I'd end up ruining his relationship. You know, so I decided at some point that I wasn't going to talk to him anymore or ever again. I was going to accept that connection was finally cut and finally done. I mean, it was so much drama. At one point, um, I drove across states to go see him, and he didn't show. He was so nervous. He didn't like the way the situation was. He didn't like the timing of it, type of deal. Instead, he got wasted with his friends. And I went about my life. So when people start bringing up the twin flame journey, and it's like, since then I've had such intense connections with other people, right? Like, I never thought that I would have that level of connection that I had with that person with anybody else. But then I kind of did, right? Then I kind of did. Then the universe kind of started opening up more to the idea that these connections existed, right? But then that's where the karmics and stuff start to come in, right? Because you'll connect to somebody and they'll feel like a twin. And this is where we get into, like, especially in the twin flame community, most of the twins are what are considered either mirroring energy, right? As a divine twin energy, you like to illuminate and radiate love and light all the time, but that comes with the downside, because when you bump into the Wendigo, the demon, the karmic energy, they're not radiating love and light. They're just mirroring your love and light. You see what I'm saying? So they're mirroring your energy back to you. So essentially, you fall in love with yourself. Narcissus and Nemesis, right? Narcissus hated anybody who fell in love with them, and Nemesis fell in love with them. So to punish Narcissus, he tricked him into looking at himself, and Narcissus fell so in love with himself that he got stuck staring in this pool forever, staring at himself forever, right? And that's kind of the journey, right? It's part of the journey, because when you realize that you attracted the karmics into your life by opening yourself up to these journeys, um you understand the purpose of the karmic, because they start out mirroring your light, but then they will start mirroring your shadows as well. And it will be a way, and it will pick you apart in a way that you probably never thought, you know even crossed your mind, right? They'll highlight the worst aspects of you, because in the end, the Wendigo wants to survive off your energy. They want your energy. They want it all to themselves, but they don't really want you to succeed. We got the star here, divine intervention here. We got the romance rune. We got flight going on here. And we've got cutting cords to the past, right? There's an important message. If you've had these telepathic connections with people, and you have had intense, what you would have considered twin flame, that you may have fallen for twin flame type of energy before, um, you need to really know how to cut these cords, because once you've allowed, like I said, whether they were a Heyoka or whether they were a Wendigo, they came to cause chaos to teach you important lessons, right? About what true love actually is. In the end, you'll find it, with these relationships with these, like, Wendigos or these narcissists, you find out that they never loved you. That wasn't the point. You were supply for them. You were a trophy for them. You were them mirroring your energy, garnered them a lot of attention, right? A lot of these people, like, you don't even realize it. Like, the narcissist probably doesn't even realize that you leave this person, and then this person loses all their connections. And then they realize, what? The only reason anybody ever hung around them is because they had you, but that was the point. They wanted you, they wanted to be able to show you off, but they didn't want anybody else to see you either, right? It's an unrequited love. And there's definitely been a huge shift in the twin timeline. Hey, Kat. I'm trying. I'll see how it goes. The last time I went live, it hung up on me. But yeah, I was just getting into the twin flame journeys and how crazy they are, especially when you get past like that 20-year-old idealization of it, right? And you can get back into, like, you're more grounded, you're more in reality, right? I forget what alignment happens when you're in your late 30s. You go through your Saturn return, and then you go into this whole Yeah, realization of how things are different than what you thought they are. Because I get a lot of comments about the twins and the people that say these like these horrific things. One, no, no, honey. I was talking about the original person that I thought was my twin, right? Whenever we connected, it was an impossible to break connection. It was like we were never separated. It was immediate, it was passionate, it was intense, and it happened every single time we clicked. There wasn't any like but that was what destroyed the relationships around it, right? Because when you connect that intensely with somebody and they steal all your attention like that and like it that obsessive energy kicks in, it'll ruin your other relationships, especially if you're not with that person. It's crazy. Like I said, a lot of the reasons I feel like I didn't is because I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to die at 18. I opted to stay for whatever reason. I think the universe was slick with this, right? They trick you in. They're like, oh, we're going to give you this really great timeline, right? We're going to just give you, all you got to do is till 18. Just stick around till 18, right? You can have fun, party. It's going to be great, right? Look at all this fun you're going to have up until this 18 mark, right? And then on the car accident that I predicted I would be in, my 2-year-old nephew was in the back seat. And that's the bugger that got me to volunteer to stay. It's been crazy. All right. So we've got intense energies and intense connections going on, right? Somebody's definitely feeling a bit of a wish fulfillment, right? Like a realistic wish fulfillment. Like somebody's finally coming into believing that they can have wish fulfillment again, right? We got a rite of passage going on. Someone needs to stop playing games. Stop playing games with themselves here, right? Stop playing games with themselves. They need to punch through this wall. Whatever conflicts it's going to cause, right? If you want your wish fulfillment, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never did before. You can't keep going into these same Mercury retrogrades over and over and over again, right? Right? I get this like riding the dragon, putting all your three rods, putting that all into play, like getting ready to, I feel like taking life into your own hands, understanding where you're manifesting things, right? The twin flame journey is also there to teach you, right? It heightens you up, it makes you a manifester. You manifest things that you didn't think you could, and then you get scared and you can lose it all if you're not careful. And it does cause conflict because you always have, for every twin, there is karmics, right? You always have your counterbalance out there in the world. And that's who comes in and causes the conflict. And I say this all the time, right? And this is especially on the 3D. If somebody's ballsy enough on the 3D to cause conflicts when you're bettering yourself, right? Wish fulfillment, a rite of passage. A rite of passage means you're breaking some sort of cycle, some sort of whatever, and you're trying to bring in real change to your life, right? You want like brass knuckles. You're like ready to break through on this energy. If there's people around you who don't want you to better yourself, that's a big, big issue. That's a big, big issue, right? Like the person who's trying to quit drinking, if you're still going to keep bringing that person that still brings you alcohol. If you're trying to find love, right, you'll have this ex that never talks to you, all of a sudden there they are again, right? I get that card, did you hear I was happy and you just wanted to mess it up. And I feel like this is a cycle that's been going on for a long time and someone's finally starting to realize it. What if you're manifesting it all. So if you're manifesting it all, good and bad, right? Once you get a taste of how to manifest the good, the immediate next thought is some fear and you manifest some bad stuff, right? There's a reason why there's a time delay on things, right? And this person's starting to figure it out. There's something they're coming into control of, or they're trying to definitely take control of the 3D aspects of their life, right? Definitely got the divine femmes have really put their foot down with these divine masculines. This has been across a lot of timelines, right? There's definitely something that's going on down here where the feminine has made a decision There's the masculines laying there feeling a bit defeat, right? Like I always get the sense of this card like somebody's wallowing in that Three of Swords, right? You're allowing these people, like these are what the masculines are going to have to drop their ego with. You're allowing these people. You're causing these third party situations. And this can go back and forth, right? Someone in this timeline is causing third party situations. They're allowing these other people into their life. They allow these other people into their lives because of why? Because they like the attention. It's an ego boost. Like I said, Wendigo, narcissists, they're the ones that wallow around like victims. They can't cut off their ex. They can't be appropriate with their ex, right? It's like we all want the objective of like, especially with kids and stuff, you want to be able to get along with your partner's new partner and stuff like that. But this person takes it always to a toxic level, right? I even get like a lot of those karmic baby mamas, the ones that I'll always sleep with my baby daddy. I'm like, I don't know where that got dropped into the fucking timeline, but no, that's not normal. No, that's not how it works. No, that's some sick, twisted, white, trashy programming that's been thrown into the mix. If you're always gonna sleep with your baby daddy to the point where it's destroying your relationships, that is not a twin flame. That is a karmic that the universe is beating you over the head with, right? And you've got to make a decision to stand up for yourself at some point, right? We got the hangman situation, right? And I feel like someone stood up for themselves and someone's having to learn a lesson and new perspectives here, right? There's about what they actually have control over. I feel like one person's on one side of this firewall, right? You got the hangman on the one side of this firewall, and you've got the Princess of Pentacles on the other side. So the divine femmes are like, okay, they bounced out of whatever energy this is, like you distanced yourself from it in some way, shape, or form, right? And they're like, I'm not just trying to reach for the stars over here. I'm trying to put my own stars in the sky. I'm trying to make my own change, right? I get a lot of INFJ type of energy, right? We're very purpose driven. We always feel like we want to be helping, the world type of energy, right? And they want to do it their own unique way. They're not trying to copy other people, right? And this person's left back watching, right? And I feel like there's this Two of Wands wanting to get started again or wanting to restart or what everybody has dominion over. But yeah, I just get a sense this person's on the other side of this firewall and they're watching this Princess of Pentacles on this side, right? The universe is turning. Whenever I get the World card, it's usually where you finally get that shift. Like I said, you get the taste of it where it gets really good for a minute. You realize how to manifest, you scare yourself out of it. The wheels are always turning, right? The universe is all about how that pressure on your shoulders, you have to be able to stand up, bear it, and like kind of chuck it off to the side, right? You're never going to get off the ground when you're carrying the entire weight of the world on you. And I've said this before too. It's like, it's not that I don't understand politics. It's not like I'm too dumb to figure it out. It's just, if I were to pay attention to all the problems globally in the world, it would crush my little empathic heart. I'd cry nonstop. I cry enough already for other people. I don't need to be crying for the entire world. I would never get anything done, right? That's how you can get really stuck into some scary depressions. You have to worry about your world, right? The only world you should be shouldering is your own. That's the only one you have responsibility over, right? Got the Six of Pentacles here on the 5D, right? Six of Pentacles, Page of Staves, the Tower, the World, the King of Staves. So I definitely get a sense of there's some sort of give and take situation going on here. Someone who's trying to be generous to other people. And this is where I talk about, the weight of the world on your shoulder. A lot of us get stuck in these relationships. We get stuck in these karmic connections. We get stuck in these toxic timelines and this generational curses. And we get programmed to be givers, right? We're programmed to be people pleasers. We're programmed to give until it's of detriment to ourselves, right? And I get this kind of sense that I feel like the masculine in this situation was acting like an immature Page of Staves, right? He was acting like an immature Page of Staves. He understands how he's towered these situations, right? But I have a sense that there's like a towering happening here, like I'll get into it in a minute. We'll go on to the next line before I get into that, right? Because the world is opening up. There's the world, right? Standing there, nothing on their shoulders, right? And then we got this King of Staves. So we got someone who's towering. What's this tower about? Yeah, Page of Staves is that page. It's that immature energy. It's like it's running around thinking with your D, right? It's that type of energy. And this person has caused a lot of towers because of this. Picking up the kind of masculine too that's into wrecking other people's relationships. Like that's what they get off on, right? Taking things that aren't theirs, towering other people's relationships. I get it was payback of some kind, right? They were in a very toxic masculine place, right? And they caused all these towers and they kind of had to get control of themselves, right? This is grasping the tiger by the tail, or perhaps watching this divine feminine, right? Having control over herself, right? Because divine feminine energies, we're highly sexual people, right? And I get kind of like she's got control over her kitty cat, right? And now he's like, yeah, well, that's kind of what I want, right? Because this person was able to run around and wreck a whole bunch of shit, right? But they don't want to be the page. They want to be a king. They want that queen energy, but they've got to get their own tiger by the tail, right? Because there's definitely a union that they want to come into. That's that Nine of Cups, that wish fulfillment from the bottom there. And that's what's causing a lot of anxiety now, right? They definitely want to come into celebration. There's some secrets here that have yet to been revealed. There's cycles going on that you may not even be aware of. There's dark things on the dark side of the moon that you don't know. We got this star, divine guidance, calculation being pulled, synchronicities, number synchronicities, signs, things like that. We got the magician. That's what I mean. This person is coming into an awareness of what they're actually in control of. And the masculines manifest differently than the feminines do. This has all been triggered by a twin flame connection, a genuine twin flame connection, not a karmic lesson, but a genuine twin flame connection, right? And it's got this person feeling very, very, I don't know, silly. There's the awakening process of this where you awaken from the superficiality of shit and you awaken from, you know, realizing that you've been watching these stupid videos and these how to's and you've been trying to change yourself and you've been trying to play this game and they've been trying to be the alpha or sigma female or male and all this other stuff. And it's like, what? And then this person comes along and it's like, what? When you was a little kid, and don't even try to tell me you boys weren't, because there is no other romantic creature on this planet, stronger romantic creature than a 5 to 7 year old boy. Them kids is ridiculous, man. I mean, they are the most romantic little things on the planet. They have the best compliments. You never got a compliment better than you get from like a 6 year old, right? They have the best compliments. They're honest, they're genuine. And this connection makes you remember that. It makes you feel that. It makes you have that, like, yeah, I just like you feel so silly, like when you first try to give your first gift to somebody that you really really like, right? It's like, here's this cup, there's like a fish in it. 10 of coins. There's a lot of success for whatever connection this is. There really is a lot of success possible. There's definitely a move that's wanting to be made here. We got this Queen of Cups here, right? Right after it, we got the Knight of Coins and the 5 of Coins. I feel like this Knight of Coins has been left out of the cold. He wants to make an offering towards this High Priestess because he doesn't just see her as the Queen of Cups anymore. Because of everything that's gone down, now she's a High Priestess. And I've said this before because this is kind of how High Priestesses act, right? We come at you like the Queen of Cups. will present ourselves, divine feminines present as the Queen of Cups 9 times out of 10, or a queen in one genre or another, right? And they offer you their cup because they want to see what you're going to do with it. Like, here. But oh, I'm not going to make you fight for it. I'm not going to make you chase it. I'm going to operate from my normal, empathic, loving self. I'm going to embrace my nurturing energy of all the different queens, the sexuality of the Queen of Staves and all this. And we're going to hand you this cup and we're going to see what you do with it. Right? 9 times out of 10, and especially from this line before, this person just grabbed that cup with that Page of Staves energy and was like, oh, just another cup. And then they're like, oh, no. Now this person's out in the cold and they're trying to come back into this energy, but they want to come bringing something, right? They're still working on releasing the past, but they are very, very focused on this soul connection now. I get the kind of sense that, like, because the way the Empress and this Queen of Cups are both facing in this direction towards this, it's like they're aware. They're waiting to see what this person does. Here we go. Here we go. Knight of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Be like, what? I don't want to come at them. They don't want to come at you like a page. They don't want to come at you as a child. They want to come at you as like knightly, as honorable, as, they want to come at you at the same energy that you're embracing, right? They're still defensive though with the knight energy, right? There's still like people around them that are blocking this, that don't want this to happen. If I can't be happy, you can't be happy. You're not going to give them what I couldn't get off of you type of energy, right? Because they played around before. And now the people they played around with was like, well, what the hell makes that person special? It's like, because they're divine feminine. I don't know what to tell you. You're running around acting like a karmic, trying to control dudes with their D. And this person was just naturally operating from a loving center. And this person now, they want to come towards them. They do. You just attract divine masculine energies, right? It's a pull. It's the universe's intervention. Now, this person is trying to get away from all these conflicts, right? They're third party situations. They're trying to make a decision to leave the conflict behind. I feel like they're still toting a third party situation by the way he's carrying the 3 swords in this card, right? There's a decision made on the ground here. They're in hermit mode though. I feel like they're paying penance for whatever they've done. 66. Yeah, they're trying to move on from the past here. They're taking this rite of passage. They definitely want to make some moves. I get kind of the third party situation. It usually involves kids, right? Because you got this person, it's like they're trying to sneak away. And I got this. They're trying to sneak away while people are distracted, right? Like this person's over here offering their cup up over there. This person's over here doing something in the water. They've made a decision to sneak away, but there's a third party situation that they can't exactly cut cords to. And the only true connections besides like twin flame would be blood contracts with people you've had kids with. You can't break those. What? You mixed your DNA with another person. That's a whole thing, right? Like, you don't have to sleep with them anymore, but as long as the kids are around, you're going to have to deal with this person's energy being around because they're attached to that person. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. I have a feeling the femmes are aware of this. The femmes are aware of this. I just get the strong sense that it's a lot of divine feminines that have been awake for a minute dealing with masculines that are just waking up right now or just waking up recently, right? And you're confused because you're like, I've been on this journey for so long. Where have y'all been? Y'all just been sleeping through it, huh? Dudes have just been sleeping through it. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I got, bitch, I was at work. Masculines, where the hell were you? Bitch, I was at work. What you been doing this whole time? I've been autopilot at work. Autopilot at work. I didn't even get into these yet. This person was forgetting themselves. They were a colorless angel. They were just autopiloting through life, right? Divine masculine energy, but no color, no vibration, right? And what they did show was just a masked, veiled, numb version of themselves. And I get that they fell into that pseudo masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Just as long as I can get the money. If I can get the money and the car and the house, then everything else will fall into place, right? And it's that whole lesson that we all come here to learn. And it's like, what? When I find peace, everything will, or what is it? When I get everything together, I'll finally have peace. And it's like, no, no, that's not how it works. You got to find peace, and then everything will fall in together. This person, they've been lost for a very long time. I get the sense that they've been asleep for a long time too, right? There's been some communing with spirit. That's what I've been talking about. That's what these awakenings cause, is this communing with spirit, right? It's to the point where you can't turn away, right? The synchronicities are too much. The numbers, the signs, right? You could try to ignore this person all you want. You could delete all your social media, and this person's name will pop up. Somebody famous with a similar name will be constantly all over your newsfeed. All this other stuff will start going on, right? And there's a message of kind of escaping that and going out into nature and really listening to yourself, right? Take away the ability for electronics and the ghost in the machine to mess with your head, and actually get out into spirit and commune with your own spirit, right? I got this release going on here, right? Releasing the past. It was a big conversation I was having with somebody earlier too about, you can get really close to getting what you want, and then all this stuff happens, right? And you get the seasonal people, right? All they're around, they're the leaves in the tree. They just hang around, to cast shade every now and then, right? Right? They're just there to feed off the tree and cast some shade every now and then. I get that kind of energy, right? There has been, yeah, with that colorless angel, there has been this unrequited love situation, these karmics. It has everything to do with lust and greed, right? That is what it is. That's just what it is. Whatever these karmics are, they don't have to necessarily be love with people. They could be your family members. They're just narcissists. They're void of love. They never had that love to begin with, right? And this all has to do with finances, and this all has to do with severely toxic programming that's been passed down from generation to generation. It's fucking generational curses. That's what they are, right? I mean, we were programmed to be gold diggers. Men were programmed to do, that work till you die, just provide. You don't have to do anything else. It's like, what? It's gotcha, bitch. You get a girl and woman in the house, you marry her, and then you just go to work and have kids, and then you don't have to do anything else. No, that's not how it works, right? We got dance and celebration. And I like this card because this card talks about when you find yourself in a place of depression and stuff like that, when you used to go to old seers or old doctors, I guess you would call them witches, doctors, medicine people, right? One of the first questions they would ask you is, when did you stop singing? And when did you stop dancing? They're like, because that's the answer. Whatever energy came into your life that caused you to stop singing, stop dancing, stop being your vibrant self, stop being you who you are, right? It is not cliche, and this is not just in the movies. Divine feminines, we are ridiculous. We like to sing and dance, and we are generally ridiculous. Like, I love that one meme. It talks about, yes, I know you can hear me and see me dancing and singing in my car. No, I don't plan on turning it down, right? When did you stop feeling that energy? When did you stop wanting to be yourself, right? Right? I get a sense that there's been an explosion, or there is going to be an explosion of energy, right? It's going to be, I'm not even getting a sense of an angry explosion. Like, this says volatility, and it may cause a lot of volatility, but I'm not getting the sense that this is going to be some sort of angry explosion. I get a sense it's going to be an explosion like this. Be like, what? If me dancing, celebrating, and loving my life destroys yours, then you're karmic. Then you're karmic. Boom. What? I don't need that energy in my life anymore. I get somebody putting in very hard boundaries, like, as you can see in the top here. And the message of this card is just like Moana, right? This is actually the goddess from Moana, right? Someone stole the heart. That's when you stop dancing, stop singing. And it's a matter of finding that heart again. Time to ignite. I'm looking forward to 2023, y'all, right? It's time to release the karmic relationships. Karmic relationships are not love and abundance, they are based on lust and greed. There is no love in that frequency, there is a shelf life to that frequency. Karma always comes for that frequency. Whatever you did, whatever cheat codes, and you'll see it with a lot of people, whatever cheat codes they found, these narcissistic assholes that took advantage of people and they gold digged, or they they were, left their wife of 20 years to marry some 23-year-old Instagram model and shit like that. Karma always comes for them. Karma always comes for them. Say it again. Karma always comes for them, right? Think of a Diary of a Mad Black Woman, right? That type of energy, it always comes back. Something happens. Something happens that requires real love. And then when it comes down to it, it's not there. I used to work for this woman whose son used to own a whole bunch of gas stations and strip clubs, and he had this really hot fiance, and he used to ride motorcycles, and he used to, go surfing and traveling the world, and bungee jumping and jumping out of planes and all kinds of fun, crazy shit. And then one day he wrecked his motorcycle, and he was paralyzed from the neck down. And his mother had to take over his businesses because he couldn't run them anymore. And she wasn't comfortable, so she had to get rid of the strip clubs. Obviously, mommy doesn't want to deal with strippers. And his fiance, she hung around for about a year. She went to school to learn how to take care of him. And in the end, she was like, when the money started going away, when everything started becoming boring, when they couldn't do anything anymore, she bounced out. She left him. Why? Because it was a frequency that he attracted her on was lust and greed. And lust and greed has a shelf life. Love and abundance is the Ace of Cups. It's just connection to source. It's just flowing. There's no debt involved in it, right? Lust and greed causes karmic debt. And it's real cute when you watch these guys. And don't worry about your karmics and how good they've got it going, right? This is a big message for me. Don't worry about how good these karmics have it going, right? I don't care how wonderful their life seems. Every move they made that wasn't made from a heart-based center, every move they made that was made from a lust and greed frequency is a debt they will have to pay. And I think it is so cute, these little star seeds that just got here and they're just so great on the internet and all this other stuff, and their lives are so fantastic and da 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 da. Oh, they may not pay it in this life. Did you really think that they're like, I'm not coming back to Earth? Okay. You think you're going to escape that fast? Watchers have been stuck here since the freaking Book of Enoch, but you're going to get out of here in one go round. Okay, baby doll. See you next round. Right? Some of us volunteered to play the game, and some of us came here to teach. Any final messages coming out here? You think you got problems. What are you supposed to do if you're a manically depressed robot? What are you supposed to do if you're a manically depressed robot? Just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave. He'll only leave you better off. What more on that? Get that? Yeah, well, I get the sense of releasing the karmics. There is a sense of just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave. It's not a sense of, I don't like to see the just fear me part, right? There's a sense when you come into a connection with somebody, they don't want to control you. It's not supposed to be about control, right? They're supposed to want what's best from you and not take shit when you're sabotaging yourself. Like, so if you have a very bad vice, right? They're going to want you to find help with that. They're going to want you to what? Quit smoking cigarettes or quit drinking or whatever it is that you're doing to kill yourself. What? If they love you, if someone loves you, they don't want you to keep killing yourself. So they're going to want what's better for you. And that's where the submission comes in, but it has to be a genuine submission, right? Not these narcissists that, yeah, just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I'll be your slave. No, that's not how it works, right? Do everything I say and I'll be your slave, but you have to allow all these toxic ass behaviors from this person. No, no, you don't. You don't know pain until you screamed at the skies for God to heal your heart. And there's magic all around you, if I do say so myself. You want a heart, you don't even know how lucky you are not to have one. Hearts will never be practical until they are made unbreakable. I am getting a huge Tin Man energy, right? All them knights, right? The manically depressed robot. This person wants their heart back. They want a heart back. They've been through a lot of pain. They've been hurt. I feel like they've dealt with narcissists themselves. You'd be surprised. Your true twin is someone who's had a very similar timeline to you, and they're very much like you in personality, right? And so if you think about your most massive heartbreak, they've gone through it too, right? So if the person you think is your twin is a narcissist who's never had to go through any of that shit, they're not your twin. Your twin will match your energy, right? I'll tell you something that they don't teach you in your temples. The gods envy us. They envy us because we are mortal, because at any moment it could be our last. Everything is more beautiful because we are doomed. You will never be lovelier than you are now, and we will never be here again. You're never going to get these lineups again, right? It is a massive undertaking for these soul connections to line up, and you will never be the same person again. Someone who could have been your twin flame in a past life could be your karmic in this life. Why? Because that's how it lined up. That's how it lined up. They were tortured, they were twisted, there was something fucking happened to them, right? That caused them to be void, right? They came back this time, instead of to play your twin, they came to play the karmic. They came to break your heart. They came to, yeah. Heartbreak is the only way that you can go through your heart center opening. It's so easy to be myself with you. Yes. This person will make them feel like you could just be yourself. A dream is merely a dream, and so you put it into action. Somebody wants to put something into action for sure. I told you, they've seen their wish fulfillment. They have a dream. I don't think they've had a dream in a very long time, whoever this is. Remember, you can always walk away. The game ends when you stop playing. Yeah. Yeah. Case in point with even those blood contracts. I don't talk to my kids' dads. Like, I have to deal with them like when they talk about them, but my kids are old enough now. They have their cell phones. What the hell does he need to talk to me about? You want to talk to the kids? Call the kids. I don't have to talk to you anymore. I'm done playing that game. You're the most karmic toxic person I've ever had in my life. I'm good. Joking around. It's like, talking about before where it was just like the masculines. It's like they were like asleep through their whole 30s. And it was like, where the hell were you working? And it was like, well, where were you when we were, between 20 and 30? It was, bitch, I was married. I was married to my karmic. Leave me alone. I was working on soul contracts. I was creating star seeds. I don't know what to tell you. The universe is trying to mess with me. I refuse to engage. When a child speaks, listen. Don't get the message mixed up with the messenger. Don't get the message mixed up with the messenger. And I got to say this too. A lot of people, your twin is not somebody famous. I don't know who needs to hear this. Unless you personally know the YouTuber and have had actual conversations with them, they are not your twin flame. These are people that came to teach you a lesson. Your obsession with them was to learn whatever it was they were trying to teach and then apply it to your own life. And a lot of people get the message mixed up with the messenger, right? Just because this person put you aware to a path doesn't mean that they are your path, right? Don't take this. We got to be a little realistic with some of this stuff, right? Right? Some YouTuber you never talked to before in your life is not going to show up at the Empire State Building for you like Sleepless in Seattle because some tarot reader told you they would. Tarot reading said it was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? there's a level of being, yeah, putting a balance to the crazy. Isn't it crazy enough with the synchronicities and the timelines and the matching stories and the how everybody's been going through the same things and everything else? And there's enough craziness to the world. And I think that's where it's really boiling down to is it's time to release the crazy timelines, right? True love, true soul connections, true love and abundance is meant to bring you peace. If it's meant for you, it's meant to bring you peace. Peace is the end game. Peace is the objective, right? What are you living for if it's not to find peace, right? What are you working for if your home is miserable and chaotic when you come home? All right. And we're going to finish this off, right? I got another one. I got this. He'll only leave you better off again. And I get the sense that someone wants to, because I got you lean against me and I'll lean right back against you. And that way, neither one of us has to sleep with our heads in the mud. And I get this sense that somebody wants to come in, this manically depressed robot wants to come in but they want to make sure that they're like, release the old energy, release that old energy. He's only going to leave you better off, right? You can lean against me. Right. And I can lean against you. And I know I'm a manically depressed robot, but I want to work on that. Right. The Encyclopedia Galactica, on its chapter on love, states that it is far too complicated to define. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has this to say on the subject: avoid, if at all possible. And I got, haven't you people ever heard of closing a damn door? Right? I definitely get where the child speaks, listens thing is, and just be mindful of who's listening to your conversations. All right, y'all, that was fun. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back later. Well, you know what? You guys anybody want a card for themselves that's here before I roll out? Since you guys are so nice enough to show up to my lives, I'll answer a couple of subscriber questions real quick. I don't know how delayed my comments are. You got to be a subscriber to comment. All right. All right. Final message for who's still watching. Oh, there we go. I will let a card pull. I've been following the storyline for the past few months. It is intense. It is intense. Well, I'm not sure what you did, but you've totally captured somebody's attention there, Jessica. We got the High Priestess here in the middle of the spread, right? I've got a Knight of Staves, Magician. Somebody's trying to manifest a way of coming towards you with something here on one side. And then on the other side, I have a King of Cups and a Page of Cups here that are both looking at you. So you're in the middle of two energies that are very focused on you right now. One could be younger. One could be really like a romantic type of younger person. And one could definitely be an older, more magician type person. This person's a Knight of Staves. They're going to come off as like a little bit fiery energy. You got a water sign, the fire sign here that you could be working with. If the fire sign's going to come off as a little bit more mature, they kind of know how to manifest a little bit better than this other person. This other person's the King of Cups coming at you with the Page of Cups romantic energy. Well, that's going to be interesting for you for this year. Definitely in a High Priestess energy there, collecting a lot of attention. Make sure I get these down right. I'm glad you guys were able to catch me like this. do one final message for anybody who hung out until the end of this video. One final message for the viewers who made it to the end. It's like the after credits on a Marvel movie. No, I'm such a dork. Currently in hermit mode to get through it. Really, that is the best situation to be in. And it's kind of funny how much attention you start getting when you stop giving your attention to yourself and stop giving it to other people. Then all of a sudden, everybody wants your attention. I definitely got some big moves getting ready to be made for everybody this year, right? Big moves. There's definitely a very big sword of truth everybody's swallowing here that's going to help them move on from these past energies, right? Guys have been working towards it. It's been working. Like at Seven of Pentacles for this one, instead of gardening, we'll go for like the exercising metaphors, right? Since we're coming into New Year's, we got all these resolutions, right? It's that kind of energy like where you plateau, right? You start working out, it start eating good, you start doing really good, and then you hit that point where you're steadily losing weight, you're losing, 2 to 5 pounds a week, whatever it is you're doing, and then boom, you hit that plateau, that number you get stuck in, right? And it's working through that hump, right? It's reminding yourself of why you're doing what you're doing, right? It's like, what, I didn't start these resolutions, I didn't start these changes, I didn't start working on myself to accomplish anything but then a better version of myself. So regardless of what a scale says or what anybody else says around me, I'm working on me. And this is the point where it's like you got to press through, right? You got to keep going forward. Don't slide back. Don't slide back. Victory is there for the taking, right? That gold ring is right there. There's a lot of victory coming this year. 2023 is going to be awesome, y'all. I'm excited for it. Happy New Year. I might be back later. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I love that the live held this whole time. I was in a really nasty windstorm the last time, so the weather might be a big deal for me. Y'all stay warm out there with all these weird, crazy storms, or enjoy your nice weather if you're in spring this week. Everybody's taking turns on 1 week the weather is trying to kill us, and then the next week it acts all springy. So y'all have fun with that too. Trying not to get sick over here. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all, and I'm back as soon as I can, I promise.